Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. The Hatred is a 2017 horror movie that stars Sarah Davenport, Andrew Divoff, Darby Walker and Shea Smolik and is directed by Michael Kehoe, and it's a film that was brought to my attention a couple of months ago. I remember seeing this trailer and I actually thought the trailer looked fantastic. And I thought the film looked really, really good and really, really scary. That bit in the trailer where the girl's talking to the little girl on the bed, and the little girl's scared, and she says, "Please just check under the bed." She says, "Well, as long as if it'll make you comfortable, I will." And she checks under the bed, and the girl's actually under the bed and saying, "Shh, that's not me." I just thought it was really clever, really creepy. And so I was quite excited to see this movie. I have to say, The Hatred. I thought it looked really, really cool. The imagery as well, the gas masky thing, and it all looked pretty cool. But I have to say, unfortunately, after watching it, I was deeply, deeply disappointed with this movie. I'll give you a little bit on the story first, and then I'll give you mainly negatives because there's not a huge amount of positives. I'll be honest, really, with this movie. The film starts off. It starts off in 1968, and we meet a family. There's a guy who used to be a Nazi, who was tight with Hitler. We learn good pals with Hitler, and he obviously has managed to get to the US, and he started a family. But as you can imagine, a Nazi who's friends with Hitler doesn't make the best father. So things don't go well at home for a number of reasons, and I don't want to spoil anything. But this is like the starting point for the movie, so you could imagine things don't go well at that point, and then it shifts forward to modern times, present day, and there are like four collegey girls going into this house, the same house we saw in the prologue, and they're like babysitting this girl, but they're like staying at the house. And the first night they're there, strange things start happening, to say the least. And it's all because of this ancient amulet that we learn in the prologue part is sent to this Nazi guy who's living in America by Hitler's pals, because he used to collect the occult, all things occult. And this was his favourite piece, but apparently it harnesses all hatred. And so he sent it to him to look after, so he ends up like plastering it in the wall. And you can predict really where this is going, an amulet that, amplifies hatred isn't gonna, bring a happy household, is it? So, like I say, these girls and this child are in this house. It's the first night there. Things start getting worse and escalating, and they've got to try and get out alive. Usual sort of thing. And that's the story. I don't want to spoil anything in case you do want to watch this movie. But there was a few things. I mean, I actually made notes on my phone while I was watching this movie because I just kept zoning out. It just kept losing me. And there's so much stuff wrong with this. I'm going to have to look at my notes. I've wrote here strong opening because I did feel as though the opening was very strong. The prologue bit was about 20 minutes long, and that was the best part of the movie. I thought it was like it would have fit well into an anthology movie. After that, once the prologue is done, it's all downhill from there. I think the acting's shoddy. It's just not very good. It becomes very predictable. The director, I don't think has a talent for directing horror. He doesn't produce scares well enough, or he doesn't present them well enough. I mean, there's scenes where the girl's looking through a door and you see like this evil eye looking back at you, but you look at it and it doesn't scare you because it's not presented in the right way. The music doesn't work as it should, and there's another one where a hand comes through a ceiling. It looks like the ceiling's rotting away, which is quite a nice effect, and then this hand comes through it, but it doesn't scare you because it's not presented properly and the music isn't where it should be, and this happens constantly throughout the movie. It just doesn't scare you, and it should. I counted, I think, I actually put it on here, 1 hour 13 minutes into the movie is the first decent scare for me, and that was the only scare. I didn't write anything else after that around scares. There was one decent scare in the movie. The rest of it was just, I think they hoped they would be scary, the things they were showing and things they were presenting, but it was the same old things that you see. It was just very, very predictable. It was just full of horror tropes. Things like banging doors, storm outside, flicking lights, dodgy basement, power cuts, creaky rocking chairs. It's like there wasn't an ounce of originality in this movie. Not an original idea. They'd gone into they bought a book, Horror Movie 101, and they've like followed it to the letter. But because the people they've got on board, like the director and the cast, aren't talented enough, and the effects people and the sound people aren't talented enough to bring it all together, it's frustrating because you feel like there is a good movie here. There's some good ideas. There's some good visual things. Like I said, the gas masky thing is very creepy. The German guy at the beginning, you see him walking around with his gas mask stuff on, and again in the house later with the haunted stuff, the guy in the gas mask walking around. That's good imagery in a horror movie. It's just not done scarily though. The one of the ghosts in the house, who the girl in like the 1968 was called Alice. So constantly throughout the movie you've got people saying who's Alice, which made me laugh. I don't know if this is a thing in the rest of the world, but in UK we've got a song called Alice. Who the bleep is Alice? And if anybody's watching this from the UK, you'll know what I mean. And that's all I kept thinking about. Every time somebody kept saying in this movie, who's Alice? I just kept smiling to myself, because all I could think of is who the bleep is Alice. Really bad exposition scenes. They've got these 4 college girls, and one of them is a history buff. So naturally she knows everything about the Nazi war, and she's given all this exposition about this amulet and stuff that she's just found on the internet. It was shocking, really. I have to say, I really think this film was such a huge missed opportunity. The trailer looked fabulous, but terribly executed movie this, and I really do think it was a massive missed opportunity, and I was very, very disappointed with the movie. You may think differently.